So is America now ready for its first socialist governor? Wow, that's the question looming over a big primary this week and is prompting some major hand-wringing from Democrats. So we'll get to all of it. Hope you had a glorious August weekend.
Glorious August weekend.
Dana's out today, but I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning. Welcome. How we doing?
Well, doing well. How are you?
I love the robin egg blue.
Thank
so it's
you.
the appropriate
Thank
color
you.
for this time of year.
Good to be with you,
too, Martha.
on Monday morning in August. Welcome, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum, and this is, of course, America's Newsroom. Tomorrow's Wisconsin primary is seen as really the next big test for democratic socialism. In the race for governor, polls show DSA member Francesca Hong leading David Crowley by double digits. That is prompting panic among mainstream Democrats who fear that she may be too far left to win in November.
So now Hong's platform includes a lot of things: public health care and state-run banks and grocery stores, repealing the right to work, raising the minimum wage, hiking taxes on the rich, and then state IDs for illegal immigrants.
All that on top of the past tweets calling to abolish the police, cancel Thanksgiving. But she's starting to temper these things a little bit, saying, it's just a bunch of stuff I tweeted. Watch this.
Sometimes I think that I had some hot takes, some bad takes on Twitter, but I've evolved, I've learned. I think it's more dishonest not to learn. So I'm feeling right now very grateful to be at this point in the campaign and to continue to talk about the issues that people care about most: public schools, shared revenue, healthcare, taxing the ultra wealthy, and that moratorium on data centers.
Okay, so Alexandria Hoff is in Madison, Wisconsin, at the center of it all. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Martha, good to be with you. Yeah, when Democrat primary voters head to the polls tomorrow, they're going to be answering the question, how far left is the party willing to go? Francesca Hong, as you mentioned, she is considered the front runner in this governor's race. She is a state representative, former restaurant owner, and Democratic Socialist endorsed by the DSA.
This is a type of politics that's scaring people right now, but it's what we needed, it's what we deserve.
Well, Hong has plenty of progressive support, but has not received a direct endorsement from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Bernie Sanders. Now, that's been chalked up to Wisconsin being such a presidential battleground. AOC this weekend, though, laughed off her side's past support for DSA alliance stances like abolishing prisons and police.
My understanding is that that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances. She's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Well, outgoing Democratic Governor Tony Evers doesn't see the controversial takes as a thing of the past. He actually broke his own pledge to stay neutral in the race and endorsed Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley. Evers fears that nominating a socialist would effectively be giving away the keys to the governor's mansion.
He has confidence in my executive abilities, and he has confidence that I'll be able to coalesce individuals across the political spectrum to bring them to the table.
Likely the Republican nominee, Congressman Tom Tiffany, sees Hong not as an anomaly within the Democratic Party, but a representative of what it has become.
The leadership of the Democrat Party in Wisconsin, they are all in for this big government socialism. And we have to be the firewall here in Wisconsin that stops it right here in the heartland from spreading across America.
Tiffany is campaigning today in the state with former Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. Martha.
Alex, thank you very much.
Let's get some fresh analysis on a Monday morning from our friend Hugh Hewitt. How you doing, Hugh? Ready to wake up here? And here we go rolling, all right? I mean, you're a Midwest guy. You're from northeastern Ohio. I don't know if the voters in Wisconsin are that different from the voters in Michigan, but we'll find out. Wall Street Journal editorial board, Francesca Hong, the socialist next hope. It writes, socialists keep pulling the Democratic Party left, but statewide elections in Wisconsin are won in places like the Fox River Valley, not the faculty lounges of Madison. Well, she's from Madison, Dane County. How do you size this up, Hugh?
Well, I think you're right that there's a lot of similarity between Wisconsin and Michigan, Bill, and not dissimilar from Ohio as well. They had very bad polling in Michigan last week. El Sayed was supposed to win by double digits. He won by 1%. So maybe Francesca Hong isn't 20 points ahead of David Crowley. She is expected to win. Francesca Hong is kind of hilarious. El Said is very dangerous, but Francesca Hong just makes me laugh. And I don't think she has a prayer in the general election because Wisconsin, home of dairy farmers, home of the Big Red, and Madison might be wacky, but the rest of the state, you know, the Green Bay Packers, that's pretty normal. You look over at Michigan, and El Said had a real big problem with black voters. He's perceived as being very far behind in traditionally strong Democratic holds in Detroit, and that's because he's so radical. I think Hong will run into the same problem in traditionally black Democratic precincts in Wisconsin's Milwaukee Center. So I think they've got some similarities, but the difference is people are kind of laughing at Hong because she's a nutty kind of presentation. They're not laughing at El Said, who he's joined at the hip with Hassan Piker. He's perceived as so radical that they both present difficult challenges for the Democrat. One causes people to laugh, and the other one causes people to turn away and run away.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting, Hugh, that she sort of, I wonder if there's going to be a model for other people in their 20s and 30s when they say, you know, because we've always said, don't put things on, you know, Twitter that you can't stand for years later. And she's like, well, I was just, you know, I had some hot takes, some bad takes. And so she's sort of putting a roadmap out there for people to reject things that they said in the past. But this woman is going to have something new that is on video. Megan Romer was questioned over the weekend about democratic socialism, and she was asked some specific questions about how it would work. Let's watch.
We do believe in taxing the hell out of millionaires. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what does taxing the hell out of them mean?
Yeah, you know, I don't have like a solid, but I think.
But shouldn't you? I mean, if you're the co-chair, of the DSA, shouldn't you be more specific than just taxing the hell out of something? What exactly do you mean?
So again, it's democracy, right? And we have to look at what we need to spend and what we need.
Wow, Hugh.
Republicans don't have to do anything. All they have to do is give a 24/7 cable channel to Ms. Romer, to El Said, to Francesca Hong, to AOC. The more they talk, the more normal Americans kind of recoil. You guys began the program by saying it's middle of August, we're doing picnics, we're doing barbecues, we're going to the pool, people are on vacation. All of a sudden, they get this heavy dose of radical, weird politics, which are so far outside the American norm that they've got to recoil. And I think we ought to ask Ms. Romer to just go on the road with Donald Trump. She would be a great straight person for him, and we would have a great deal of laughter going into September. 85 days to the election, and the Democrats are stranded on Weirdo Island. I like that. I like that a lot as a Republican. However, I go back to the guy on the screen right now. El Said is not that. El Said is actually a radical hanging out with an Islamist, racist, misogynist Hassan Piker. They've got a real problem in Michigan because El Sayed's going to become the face of the Democratic Party between now and November. And it's not a face that normal Democrats want anything to do with. He's just too radical for America.
In this case, Hong is not getting the, shall we say, the election pregame coverage that El Sayed did. Or I guess the postgame coverage, too, since the big vote 6 days ago. Hugh, great to see you. Thanks for starting our Monday with us.
Good to see you, Hugh.
You bet.
Thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.